Everyone wants to sell big brands like Garmin and Lego, and it is well known that being able to sell these huge brands on the Amazon website can be the difference between a struggling company and running a multi-seven-figure operation and having huge warehouses just like this. Now the problem is, Amazon gates these categories and these brands for new sellers. That basically means that they're just not going to let you sell them, at least without permission. Now today, I'm going to be showing you the cheat code. I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can get ungated in big categories as well as big known brands like these, so that you can start selling high volume goods on Amazon today. So let's get into it. So first up, let's talk about why Amazon actually even does ungating. Why is it a whole process just to get approved to sell certain brands and categories? Now the answer is pretty simple. It's just that anyone can make an Amazon Seller Central account, and in order to protect the marketplace, to protect the brands that Amazon is stocking and protect the customers most importantly, they don't just allow anyone and everybody to start selling these really well-known brands in these big categories, especially stuff like human ingestible products or grocery products. You know, you wouldn't want to order some food or something like that off Amazon and it's just some random dude that's trying to poison people or something like that. Obviously that's an extreme example, but that is part of why it is a thing that you have to get approved for these brands and these categories. It's all just about maintaining kind of customer trust in Amazon and stomping out the fakes. It is definitely a pain, but you have to kind of look at it in a good light. If you're able to get ungated for brands like Garmin, Lego, all these other kind of big name brands that have huge volume on Amazon, if you're able to get ungated for those, that then puts you in a camp way different to any other Amazon seller who's only just signed up for the platform. You're now able to sell products that they're simply not able to stock. And that means you can capitalize on deals in a way that nobody else can. Like there are certain brands that I'm ungated for as a huge Amazon seller that basically no one else is, because they're just quite niche or just very specific brands that other people haven't attempted to ungate. And that just pretty much gives me a monopoly over that brand. Like nobody else can really sell it. There was even a product a Prime Day or two ago that I bought in huge quantities from Amazon. I bought about 200 units. And I was literally the only seller on that listing aside from Amazon, because I knew that it was a brand that most other sellers weren't ungated for. And because of that, I was confident in buying a huge quantity because I knew that most likely I was going to be the only guy selling it. And sure enough, that was the case. So the problem really that as a new seller, you know, this is not helpful. You're not ungated for these brands. It's not helpful yet to be the only person ungated for a certain brand. You're on the other side of it where you're finding and getting ungated to sell these brands. So on screen now, you're going to see what is probably the all too familiar screen by now of the selling application screen. This is basically the place where you go to get ungated for brands and for categories. Whenever you're adding a product to your inventory and you see the little apply to sell button instead of just sell this product, it will take you to this screen, and that's where you'll need to submit the information that Amazon requires to get ungated for that brand or category. So if we head over to here, you can see I'm not yet ungated under Microsoft. If we click request approval, this is now going to take us to this screen where we can provide one of two things. Either we're going to have a letter from Microsoft, the brand, authorizing us to sell these products. Now, as an online arbitrage seller, you're just not going to have that. Unless you have some sort of brand direct thing and you're doing wholesale, you're just not going to be an authorized seller for these brands. But that is completely fine. You don't need to be authorized by the brand to stock these products. As long as you're selling authentic goods, there's nothing kind of bad legally or anything like that about selling other people's brands. That's completely fine. And in this case, obviously on Amazon, you just select this other option to supply at least one purchase invoice for products from a manufacturer or distributor. Now, it is a bit of a misconception that, you know, as this would imply, it has to be from a manufacturer or a wholesale distributor. This is kind of false. I have been ungated for 99% of the brands that I sell using just retail invoices from regular shops, everything from places like Curry's to other kind of big name retailers. As long as they provide invoices, you should be able to get ungated using an invoice from them showing you have at least 10 units of the product that you're trying to sell. So yeah, if we just read through this checklist here, you can see that it has to be an invoice within the last 180 days, has to include your name and address matching the information on your seller account. This is where some people slip up, where they might try and use an invoice which just has their prep center address or something like that. It has to have your proper name and address on it and your company name as well, if possible. If you do have a company linked to your seller account, it will definitely improve your chances of getting ungated. It has to show the name and address of the kind of retailer that you're buying from, or the distributor, or wherever you're buying it from, it has to show their details on it. Most importantly, it has to show that you've purchased at least 10 units of that brand. Now, you are able to combine multiple different invoices. You can have one invoice from one retailer saying you've bought 5 units and another 3 saying you've sold 2 or 1 unit on the invoice. As long as it adds up to 10 units in total and all the invoices are kind of matching all of these other criteria, you should get accepted. You can also blur out the pricing information. I don't think I've ever done this, to be fair, for ungating applications, so you can do this, but as it says, it's optional. And here is just a little thing reminding you that they may contact the people on your invoice using the contact information on the invoice to verify that it is a legit document. It definitely works way better when you've got like the email and the phone number, as well as kind of their name and address for the retailer or wherever you're buying this product from when you're ungating products. And just be wary that they do actually do this. They do often reach out to the retailer and stuff like that to verify the order. So do not go faking invoices. Just don't do it. It is guaranteed going to get you banned. Maybe not the first time, but you know, after the second or the third, you're probably going to get banned. So do not risk it. And for the most part, it is kind of as simple as that. As long as you've got an invoice that has at least 10 units and you put in all this information, I'd also recommend putting your email address and your phone number so they can call you if they have any questions. And then it is just a case of submitting that invoice and hoping that they accept it. Now, if they do just reject it first time, do not panic. This is super common with Amazon. For whatever reason, they just like kind of pushing your buttons and making you submit the same invoice again and again and again. Recently, I've heard of people literally submitting the same exact invoice 20 or 30 times over, and only on the 20th or 30th attempt, they've actually approved it. And they've not changed anything about the document. They've not done anything differently. It really is just a case of just spamming Amazon with requests. If they decline it and it's a valid invoice, just keep trying again. Keep escalating it until you get an answer. Unfortunately, Amazon seller support for the most part is pretty awful. And it just seems that for ungating and pretty much any issue that you have, you tend to just have to keep pushing and pushing and pushing until you get the answer that you want. So now you understand why Amazon actually does this process, and you also should understand the invoice requirements, so kind of what you need to be showing on this documentation and how you can actually send this to Amazon, and the kind of strategy of just kind of rinsing and repeating, continuously requesting to be ungated for these categories. Even if they deny you at first, you've just got to resubmit it. But that is only one half of the problem. How do you get these invoices in the first place? And how do you know that they're going to be a trusted supplier that Amazon recognizes, that is where more than likely they're going to be accepting that invoice that you have? And this is where the LiveCops free community comes in. So LiveCops is one of the biggest reselling and Amazon FBA focused groups in the country. We've been around since 2020, and over the past 5 years, we've helped our members make millions and millions of pounds in profit. For most of that time, we've been a paid only group. It's cost about 50 quid a month to join LiveCops. But just recently, we've now launched a completely free LiveCops community, which you can join from the link down below in the video description. In there, we have something called the LiveCops Genius. This is something that both free and paid members can access. And essentially, it is an AI bot that you can ask any questions about Amazon and it will be able to answer them for you. It's literally like having a super helpful, super experienced seller available 24/7 to chat to. And of course, as part of its knowledge, it also knows a lot about ungating and has a huge database of suppliers that it can recommend for any brand or category you're trying to ungate. So let me show you how to actually use it. So on screen now, you'll be able to see the LiveCops Discord server. All you have to do to talk to the bot is just tag it. So if we do @LiveCops Genius, and let's say we want to ungate Microsoft. So I need an invoice to ungate Microsoft. I need to have that invoice showing 10 units of that brand. So if we just ask the bot, what retailers can I use to ungate Microsoft's brand? You see now the bot is typing, so just give it a few seconds to have a think. And perfect, straight away it has replied a list of retailers that we can be using to potentially ungate the Microsoft brand. It's given us a little ungating checklist so we can see exactly what we need on those invoices as a nice little reminder. And it's also told us what retailers we should be avoiding, which is definitely very important because, you know, many people would think, oh, I can go to Argos or Boots and use these for ungating, but it is very, very rare to get ungated using invoices from these retailers for whatever reason. And we can even go one step further. So if we just ask it specifically, what is the VAT invoice information for the retailers that it's provided us? You can see right here, we have the contact email for customer services. We have information on their actual VAT number because it is important that the places you're you're buying from are VAT registered, otherwise they're just too small of a company to ever be kind of recognized by Amazon for ungating. You see, obviously it's not perfect. For overclockers, for example, it just doesn't have their invoice information, but that is something you can obviously look up on their website. And because the bot has such a huge amount of information on literally 400 plus different retailers, all of their VAT numbers and how to actually request invoices from them, whether it's just directly through their website or via a certain email, this just really quickly allows you to ungate any brand or category on Amazon. And this tool is completely free to use just by joining the free Discord group down below in the video description. Stop letting gated categories and brands hold you back with Amazon FBA. Getting ungated isn't some secret trick. It really is just a matter of having the right supplier invoices and submitting the right information to Amazon, and often doing it many times. If you are stuck trying to find suppliers that do provide you invoices for groceries, toys, health, or beauty, and you just don't know where to start, then definitely join the free LiveCops group. We offer a full ungating support section so you can contact all the staff and ask them questions. We offer step-by-step guidance, and of course the LiveCops Genius tool, which you've seen today, which can provide you a list of stores and all of their VAT information so that you can get ungated for any brand or category. You'll also get help from experienced sellers and avoid wasting time on methods that do not work anymore. And yeah, this is 100% free to join. So if you are serious about unlocking more profitable products on Amazon, then tap the link down below in the video description and join LiveCops, and let's get you ungated. Your next winning product is likely just sitting behind a selling application, and we're here to help you get accepted. So I'll see you inside.